Would the graduates in the front please turn and face the platform? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Spring Convocation 2011. Would you please join me and our vocalist Alison Walmsley in the singing of O Canada, and then please remain standing for the invocation.
Spirit of wisdom, Creator, source of all truth and knowledge, we give thanks that we are able to gather here to celebrate the achievements of the graduating students in the College of Agriculture and Bioresources and the College of Education. On this day of endings and beginnings, we acknowledge with gratitude family and friends, teachers and mentors who helped to make this day possible. We give thanks for the wealth of the university experience, the opportunity to receive training for professional careers, as well as the chance to meet new people from diverse cultures and backgrounds and to create meaningful relationships. Bless the University of Saskatchewan and all who work therein. May the colleges be places of sound learning, exploration, and discovery. And on this special day, the culmination of so many years of study, bless all the recipients of degrees and awards as they move on to a new stage in their lives. Strengthen them in the days ahead. Grant them courage and confidence to pursue their dreams and to creatively use their knowledge, skills, and abilities for the greater good. Amen.
Will you please be seated? Again, graduates and distinguished guests, welcome. My name is Sandra Calver. I am the University Secretary, and I have the honor of introducing to you the members of the colorful platform party that you see before you. Beginning in the front row, at my far left and on your right, Cecilia Reynolds, Dean, College of Education. Mary Burr, Dean, College of Agriculture and Bioresources. Trevor Crow, Associate Dean, College of Graduate Studies and Research. Diane Miller, Associate Dean, College of Education. Claire Card, Chair of University Council. Karen Chad, Vice President, Research. Peter McKinnon, President. Vera Pezer, Chancellor. Jocelyn Schreimer, Member of the Legislative Assembly, Saskatoon-Sutherland. David Hanna, Associate Vice President, Student and Enrollment Services. Alder Mike Maurice. Scott Hitchings, President, University of Saskatchewan Students' Union. Ursula Wigg, University Chaplain. Brian Harvey, President, Alumni Association. Russ Eisinger, Registrar and Director of Academic Services. And in the second row, Graham Scholes, Associate Dean Research, College of Agriculture and Bioresources. Dan Pennick, Associate Dean Academic, College of Agriculture and Bioresources. Kevin Weitenhammer, representing the Ministry of Advanced Education, Employment and Immigration. And the following members of the University of Saskatchewan Senate: Mark Stumberg, Faye Puckett, William Gulka, Shirley Haynes, Eileen Hartman, Judy Bazowetsky, Leanne Abel, and Helga Flainer. And behind them, members of the faculty of the University of Saskatchewan, and I ask them to stand. Would you please join me in expressing to all of these faculty, administrators, and members of our governing bodies our thanks for the work they've done by supporting, teaching, and encouraging our graduates.
Chancellor Pezer, MLA Jocelyn Schreimer, Elder Maurice, members of the graduating class, colleagues, friends, and guests. It is traditional each year for the President of the University of Saskatchewan to report to Convocation on the state of the university, and I'm pleased to present my report at this session of Convocation. This is the 100th anniversary of the University of Saskatchewan's first Convocation. On May 1st, 1912, the first graduates of our university assembled at Nutana Collegiate in the presence of families and friends and faculty and staff. Bachelor of Arts degrees were conferred upon 7 graduates, and other awards and honors were announced. The first president, Walter Murray, presented the annual report, and our first chancellor, Edward Ludlow Wetmore, addressed the graduates. On this 100th anniversary, we assemble in this fine auditorium, not in one ceremony but in 6, to confer 3,000 degrees in one of the broadest ranges of disciplines and programs available in Canada across 13 colleges and 3 graduate schools. What an exciting time of year it is. And so, welcome to Spring Convocation 2011. Welcome, successful graduates in agriculture and bioresources and in education. Naturally, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to the families of the graduates that are assembled today. We're delighted to have you with us. We share your pride, and we thank you very much for being here. As I noted in the first convocation at Nutana Collegiate back in 1912, Walter Murray, our first president, gave the annual report. And every year since then, the president has given an annual report to Convocation on the state of the university. With all due respect to my predecessors, particularly the early ones, I suspect the task was easier in the past than it is now. From 70 students and 4 faculty members in 1909 to 21,000 students with thousands of faculty and staff in 2011. From the Drinkle building in downtown, just blocks from here, where the first classes were held, to the many structures on our spectacular campus today. From one college in 1909 to 13 colleges and 4 schools today, our university has grown and developed so much, and it is difficult to do justice to the range and complexity of our campus, but let me try to summarize some of the highlights around the themes of progress, problems, and possibilities. Let me comment, first of all, upon people, because universities, like all organizations, depend on the capacities and the qualities of the people within. And there have been marvelous achievements this year, and it does no injustice to those many achievements to identify some of the most spectacular, including the gold medal in the social sciences and humanities research to Jim Miller, a professor of history. This is the highest award in the country in the humanities and social sciences, and it goes to one of our faculty members. The 3M Teaching Award, highly prestigious award. There are only 10 given right across the country in any one year. There have been 8 University of Saskatchewan recipients over the years, and there was one this year, one of 10 in Canada, Fred Phillips, in the Edwards School of Business. Canada Excellence Research Chair. There are only 19 in the country. Of the 100 universities in Canada, only 13 universities participate in this program. The University of Saskatchewan is one of them, and we have managed to recruit the world's foremost hydrologist to the University of Saskatchewan to head our new Global Institute in Water Security, Howard Wheater. And there's so much to say about our students. This is the 4th of 6 convocation ceremonies, and it's a spectacular time of year to celebrate the achievements of our students. Academic records, record numbers of Greystone scholars, performances in music and theater, public service and charitable contributions, outstanding performances by our student athletes. I can tell you that as the president of the university, all of these achievements, and particularly the academic ones that we celebrate in these days of convocation, these are great achievements in the life of the university, and we're all enormously proud. Capital expansion. We've been on really an almost unprecedented program of capital expansion at the University of Saskatchewan. It has been a once-in-a-two-generation, I believe, opportunity to build and to rebuild our campus, and we're making excellent progress. The Academic Health Sciences Project, those of you who have driven past the very busy intersection of College and Wiggins will have seen one of the buildings currently under construction of this. There's a second one further into the campus, kitty corner from the Murray Library. Together, they constitute the largest construction project in the history of our university, and they represent the tremendous investment that our province and that our university, supported by others, including the Government of Canada and others, are making in the academic health sciences at our university. We will, later on this year, commission and subsequently open the International Vaccine Centre, an extraordinary laboratory that is expected to take its place and make its contribution in the country's disease control, infectious disease control, and disease prevention capacity. The International Vaccine Centre, the unique capacity of which will be to work with large animals in infectious diseases research. And of course, we know that the line between human and animal life is a very slender line indeed when one investigates infectious diseases, and this laboratory tremendously important, not just for our university or for our province, but for our country and indeed beyond. In residences, we know that we have to build new residences. The University of Saskatchewan for 30 years did not build residences. We're now doing it, and we will, in a space of 3 years, double our residence capacity. And those of you who have driven past what we call the College Quarter, where these residences are under construction near what used to be commonly known as the R.J.D. Williams Building, will have recognized the construction that is going on there. And as I say, in a period of 3 years, with new residence space opening in September 2011, 2012, 2013, we will double the university's residence capacity. The project that we've had with the students to renovate Place Riel has really turned into a transformational project, and those of you who haven't been through that fabulous building, and it's a front door really in important respects of the university because of the bus area there, go inside and take a look around at the transformation that has taken place in that building. It's really spectacular. The students have done a wonderful job, and we were pleased as the university administration to collaborate with them. And of course, the expansion of one of the projects over the last several years, the addition to the Western College of Veterinary Medicine, very fine Western College, which really serves all 4 Western provinces. That expansion has proceeded very well and is in the final process and the final stages of construction. So people, capital expansion, fiscal management, always a word in an annual report on fiscal management. Very quickly, 2010 and 11 was the second year of a process to take 3% out of our operating budget. It was difficult, but the university community managed to, I think, do it and do it well. And the result is that because of our budget adjustments and in part through other changes, our pension situation has stabilized, as you can imagine. In an institution of our size, issues around solvency and going concern, issues that have been national issues during the recession and in the aftermath of it, have caused enormous difficulties. The fact is, we've been able to address those difficulties. They're not totally gone, but they are under control. We still have deficits on a solvency basis, but our situation in comparison to other Canadian universities is highly favorable in this area, and we're pleased that we have all, as a university community, been able to do that. Let me move on quickly and comment upon government relations, because effective government relations are essential to the success of our university. I can report that we have positive, vigorous, and productive relations with all three levels of government, provincial, federal, and municipal. We have excellent rapport with the City of Saskatoon, and our city has participated in and contributed to capital projects. In recent weeks, we have witnessed important signs of our productive relationship with the Government of Canada, in particular announcements on campus of multi-million-dollar federal government contributions to the cyclotron, the phytotron, and the dairy facility. And of course, I want to thank and congratulate the Government of Saskatchewan for its continuing support of our operating budget. I believe that our recent successes here are attributable to the fact that we have received significant and robust support from the province and the planning processes internal to the university that allow us to state our priorities and needs with clarity and force. We're able to do that. It's essential that we be able to do that, and it's essential that we be credible and compelling when we do it. I want to move on now quickly to another area that we've been talking about on campus for many years, and that is what we call our signature areas. And I was the author of a document a decade ago called the Strategic Directions, in which I urged our campus to identify areas of research and study in which the University of Saskatchewan would be among the global leaders. I don't mind saying that I entertain doubts about our capacity to have the kind of conversations that would achieve this goal, because there's always anxiety around a discussion of that kind, but we have achieved it. And I would give great credit for that to Vice President Karen Chad, who led on this initiative. We were able to, working together, identify these areas: Aboriginal peoples' engagement and scholarship, agriculture, food and bioproducts for a sustainable future, energy and mineral resources, technology and public policy for sustainable environment, health solutions at the animal-human environment interface, synchrotron sciences, innovation in health, environment, advanced technologies, water security, stewardship of the world's freshwater resources. What could be more important in Saskatchewan and beyond than these areas that we have identified where we have committed ourselves to be among the global leaders? And it can immediately be seen that we're making progress in advancing our claim to be among global leaders in these areas. The CERC chair that I mentioned earlier in water security, a national and a provincial investment in isotope production at the synchrotron, the construction of the International Vaccine Centre, the investments in nuclear research and the developing proposal for a mining centre, and the continuing and expanding commitments to the education of Aboriginal peoples. All of these are important strides forward. Are there problems? Of course there are. One, for a university that's been around for now over 100 years, is deferred maintenance. We have historically dealt with deferred maintenance as a separate category, separate from the rest of our budgets. We tackle deferred maintenance when we can and when we have to, sometimes on an emergency basis, such as when we replaced the kinesiology building, the roof of which had fallen in not so many years ago. We would like to be much more systematic and strategic about it. And I think over the next several years, we're going to look for ways to bring deferred maintenance into the operating budget of the university. It's the only way, I think, that we are going to be able to make the kind of progress we need to be able to make. I want to conclude on a note on possibilities. I strongly believe, you'd expect to hear this from me, but I do believe it strongly, that there's an encouraging coincidence between developing University of Saskatchewan capacity and the circumstances of our province. We can be, we will be ambitious about our future. Not for the first time. The University of Gerhard Hertzberg and Hilda Neatby and Mabel Timlin and Sylvia Fedorik and countless others was an ambitious university. These people and others represent the best of our history, and it's to the best of our history that I believe we should appeal as we continue to chart a course for the future. There's not a university in Canada, not one, that has greater opportunities for the future than the University of Saskatchewan. And we shall pursue that future with determination and with vigor. Let me return to our graduation ceremony. The College of Agriculture, one of the original colleges of the University of Saskatchewan. Our founders had the vision to recognize that we had a core mission to provide an excellent liberal education, and that the University of Saskatchewan had a vital role in building the province. The two founding colleges, Arts and Science and Agriculture. And the positive impact of the College of Agriculture and the development of the province's agricultural industry has been demonstrated in ways too numerous to mention. Suffice it to say that there's scarcely a major development or advance in agriculture in this province that does not bear the stamp of influence of the College of Agriculture. And 5 years ago, the name of the college was changed, and it's now the College of Agriculture and Bioresources. And the name change recognizes that the activities associated with the production of food exist in a broader context of life sciences that are essential to a healthy planet. The name change symbolizes the evolution and vitality of a college whose roots in the province are long and strong. The mandate and mission of the college is to advance the responsible use of land, water, and bioresources used to provide products and services that enhance the quality of life. There can be no indifference to this mandate. It's fundamentally important, and I want to congratulate the graduates of the College of Agriculture and Bioresources for your commitment to a mission on which all of our lives depend. Just a few highlights in the College of Agriculture this year. First graduates from the Bachelor of Science in Renewable and Resource Management program. The realization of the 2+2 agreement with SciAst in the Bachelor of Science in Renewable Resource Management and in the Environmental Sciences major of the Bachelor of Science in Agriculture. 4 graduating students first completed the Diploma in Agricultural program and continue to complete a Bachelor of Science in Agribusiness or Bachelor of Science in Agriculture degree. And this is really interesting, I think, in the province today. Preliminary data from a survey of graduates between 2006 and 2010 indicates 78% of graduates from agriculture and bioresources are working in Saskatchewan. Another 15.7% work in Alberta. Next door, 50% of employed grads secured their first job before graduation, and a further 29% were offered a job within 1 month of beginning a job search. This stems from a long tradition that the college has of forging strong partnerships with industry and government. Moreover, ag-bio graduates are contributing to the economy through their entrepreneurship. 12.1% reported themselves self-employed. An additional 8.4% reported both a paid job and self-employment income. And of those reporting self-employed, 74.2% are operating a farm enterprise, 13.6% in agriculture-related business or service, and 12.1% in non-agriculture-related business or service. That says to me that the College of Agriculture and Bioresources will be as central a contributor to the future of the province as it has been to our province's first century. The College of Education offers a Bachelor of Education program to over 1,200 undergraduate students each year, including those who are in specialized Aboriginal teacher education programs in Saskatoon, Prince Albert, and La Ronge, 7 Aboriginal communities across Saskatchewan, and in the Northwest Territories. We also offer graduate programs to over 400 students at both the master's and doctoral levels. Many of these graduate programs are on campus, but others are delivered in communities across the province. Still others are delivered using distance technology, and some involve courses in international settings. These graduate students and our faculty contribute important research in a variety of areas, including educational psychology, philosophy, English as an additional language, math and science education, and diversity, to name only a few areas that have direct impact on schools and on our society. We are the proud home of the Aboriginal Education Research Centre and the Saskatchewan Educational Leadership Unit, and partner to provincial school divisions, the Office of the Treaty Commission, and the Open Door Society, to name only a few. This college has over 37,000 alumni, the university in total, about 145,000 alumni. And thousands of these 37 and the 145,000 have become leaders in their communities. May I say to our graduates in education that I am reminded of the importance of the challenges before you in my frequent trips to the cities and towns of this province. I have ongoing talks with teachers, guidance counselors, and students in communities large and small in our province. I know that your role with your students will be, in a word, formative. Reflect upon your own experience. Think about the teachers you've had over the years. Think about the impressions they have made upon you. I don't know about you, but I can remember virtually every one of my teachers by name from grade 1 to grade 12. I can remember the good teachers and the not-so-good teachers. But most of all, I can remember the qualities and the examples of the best of them. And I remain, to this day, grateful to them for their commitment and for their example. The teachers we experience in our formative years have a formidable impact on their students and on the health of our society. Let me conclude. When I reflect on the many dimensions of university life, the most prominent image that comes to mind is the one before me now. Row upon row of gowned students, awaiting the symbolic transfer of your hoods from across your arms to around your heads and shoulders, and the rest of us on this stage and behind, bearing proud witness to the transfer. The symbolism is rich in meaning. On one side of the ledger are the opportunities that are available by virtue of your newly awarded degrees. And take it from me, 42 years after I sat where you sit now, those opportunities are many and wonderful. On the other side of the ledger is the responsibility associated with your success. It's not always explicit. It's not always acknowledged. But it is always present, and it boils down to this: the responsibility to use your degrees to serve others. But for today, we join you in celebrating your achievements to date. I know that your achievements represent thoughtfulness, determination, struggle, and a fair measure of anxiety. But you are here, and you deserve to be here. Congratulations, and very best wishes for the future. Thank you.
Graduands, in just a few moments, I will formally petition the Chancellor to admit you to your degrees and certificates. Then I will invite you to come forward to the platform. As you approach the podium, the Dean or Associate Dean of the College will present each of you by name. As your name is announced, you will cross to the center of the platform to stand facing the Chancellor while your hood is put over your shoulders. Once you have been hooded, you may shake the Chancellor's hand, and the Chancellor then tells you that you have been admitted to the Convocation of the University of Saskatchewan. You will then continue across the platform to be greeted by the President and to receive your parchment from him. As you go down the steps, you will be welcomed as new members of the University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association by a representative of the association. Eminent Chancellor, Mr. President, members of the University Senate and Board, I present to you the petition of the Council of this university that the candidates to be named, having fulfilled all the requirements of the bylaws, may, with your permission, be admitted to the degrees and certificates to which they are entitled.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province, and with the consent of the Council of this University, I consent to admit you to the degrees and certificates to which you are entitled, and to invest you with all the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto.
Would the graduands in the front row please rise and come to the platform?
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the College of Agriculture and Bioresources, I present to you these scholars and ask that you confer on them the Diploma in Agribusiness. Brent A. Gunningham. Kyla Jean Sedgwick. Matthew Arthur Swaby. Daniel Kenneth Webster. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the Diploma in Agribusiness. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the College of Agriculture and Bioresources, I present to you these scholars from the College of Agriculture and Bioresources and ask that you confer on them the Certificate of Proficiency in Indigenous Peoples Resource Management. I present to you Linnell Robin Big Eagle. Calvin Edward Campo. Walter Scorpio Lewis. Millie Ann Thunder with distinction. Danielle Trista Weenie. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the Certificate of Proficiency in Indigenous Peoples Resource Management. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the College of Agriculture and Bioresources, I present to you these scholars from the College of Agriculture and Bioresources and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Science in Agribusiness. I present to you Darren Lloyd Bacon with distinction. Graham Anthony Dietrich, distinction. Jordan David DeCoon. Savannah Wallace Gleim. Jolene Michelle Griset. Marcy Patricia Lynn Gruwacheski. Amanda Lynn Halstead with distinction.
Thank you.
Jonathan Mark Hull. Brittany Kay with distinction. Kara Leah Kilden. Matthew Troy La Rochelle. Katie Alexandra McMillan with distinction. Caitlin Christine McLean with great distinction. Bradley James Micklejohn. Jenna Marie Monchuk. Kirsten Marguerite Schaefer with distinction. Ryan Heath Schroeder with distinction. Brandon Irvin Sparrow. Joshua Robert Staple. Christine Ann Ulrich with distinction. Robin Deanne Waldenberger. Dana Michelle Walker with distinction. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science in Agribusiness. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the College of Agriculture and Bioresources, I present to you these scholars from the college and ask that you confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Science in Renewable Resource Management. I present to you Graham Spencer Parsons with great distinction. And please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science in Renewable Resource Management. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the College of Agriculture and Bioresources, I present to you these scholars from the college and ask that you confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Science in Agriculture. I present to you Lander Edwin Anderson. Aphrodite Antonopoulos with great distinction. Serena Lee Armstrong. Leslie G. Bowditch. Chang Chang with distinction. Lam Lam Chung. Shaylin Michelle Coates. Kara Lynn Davis. Brendan Denis Joseph de Montanaro. Danica Dawn Fitchner. Derek William Frank Flad. Cara Nadine Fowler. Todd Galley. Nicole Marie Gartner. Ashley Lauren Rose Getz. Rhea Marine Gooding with great distinction and honors. Bevan John Hamilton. Kayla Jacqueline Hamilton with distinction. Kayleen Karen Harris. Lindsay Ray Hauber. Elizabeth Ann Yonke. Vanessa Johnson. Brittany Renelle Johnsgard with distinction. Megan Elizabeth Marie Johnson with great distinction. Gina Marie Keln with distinction. Claire Kincaid with great distinction. Savannah Joy Shannon Kobalak. Courtney Lee Costi with great distinction. Willem Frederick Jacobus Kruger. Nolan Evan Langer. Kimberly Dawn Marie Lanzal. Amy Helen Larry with distinction. Aaron James McKay with distinction. Lisa Marie Malo with great distinction and honors. Trevor Scott Martins. Samuel Robert McClinton with distinction. Courtney Heather McDermott. Marshall Lloyd Martin McDonald with distinction. Lisa Leanne Meisner with distinction. Kara Nadeau. Diane Marie Nesbitt. Caitlin Aaron Olison with distinction. Linnell Kristen Olson. Nigel Christopher Oram. Jennifer Lindsay Ouellette. Sorry. Trent Patrick Pernitsky. Romy Ariane Poisson. Lacey Brianne Lucille Ryan. Allison Lynn Sauka. Brian Henry Sherman. Thomas Richard Stevens. Courtney Louise Thompson with distinction.
Hello. Not going too far away, right?
Chelsea May Elizabeth Tomkala with distinction. Sean R. Trefiak with distinction. Catherine Janet Vermette with distinction. Travis Robert William Wasco. Keiping Yu. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science in Agriculture. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the College of Graduate Studies and Research, I present to you this scholar from the College of Agriculture and Bioresources and ask that you confer on him the postgraduate diploma, Ronald Kalani. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipient of the postgraduate diploma in the College of Graduate Studies and Research. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of College of Graduate Studies and Research, I present to you these scholars from the College of Agriculture and Bioresources and ask that you confer on them the degree Master of Science. Jianan Chen. Ora Helena Corridor. Dilson Indica de Silva Bernargama. Sorry. Amandeep. Carla Jenna Clemmer. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Master of Science from the College of Graduate Studies and Research.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Education, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Education. I present to you Christina Carolyn Adland. Distinction. Distinction. Chelsea Ray Adair. Janet Lynn Adelman. Distinction. Janine Marie Ahenakew. Distinction. Nicola Kathleen Aiken. Distinction. Amanda Beth Armstrong. Distinction. Brittany Ann Backman. Jesse Michael Batiste. Distinction. Lori Ann Baranowski, distinction. Adam Nicholas Barrett, distinction. William Bryce Bartell, great distinction. Leah Amber Burge. Nicole Lynn Birch. Nerissa Doreen Bishop, distinction. Timothy Daniel Block. Maya Vesla Bonley, distinction. Coralie Lenore Bosco, distinction. Danielle Rita Lee Busquet, distinction. Bradley Charles Peter Boyko, great distinction. Ashley Ann Brown, distinction. Brandon Buchan, distinction. Brianne Kayla Buds, distinction. Tia Elaine Bugler. Ashley Ann Bullerwell, distinction. Desiree Rose Bussière. Lindsay Lois Butler, distinction. Jessica Maeve Cannon. Colleen Lynn Capo. Alicia Marie Cartier. Colette Marie Charpentier, distinction. Michael Lorne Gerald Clark, distinction. Stephanie Sandra Camo. Tristan Alexandra Crawford Morley. Chelsea Lynn De Bruin. Chelsea Marie Denny, distinction. Carrie Joanne Derkachenko, distinction. Vanessa Ray DeRoche. Madeline Mladen Jakovic. Ashley Brenna Dolovich. Anthony Michael Dudar, distinction. Ashley Nicole Dugan. Kevin Gerald Durand. Shitrani Devi Durson. Michelle Lisa Densalowski. Bradley Gerald Elliott, distinction. Nathan Jared Ellis, distinction. Matthew Noel Fallman. Megan Paige Elise Farber. Christy Kathy Ray Fedorek. Kelsey Janess Feist. Jamie Kathleen Fezchuk, distinction. Jason Kelvin Fisher, distinction. Christine Ann Foley, distinction. Chantel Amy Fortier, great distinction. Andrew Robert Frape. Danielle Kendra Fry. Julianne Janelle Friesen, distinction. Jocelyn Lynn Marie Fritz, distinction. Kenzie Megan Gardner, distinction. Robin Bethany Gazdowich. Distinction. Sorry. Tyler Daniel Golding. Caitlin Ellen Graham, distinction. Peter Leonard Grievers, distinction. Rhea Therese McDonald Hack, distinction. Jillian Claire Hamilton, great distinction. Ryan Jeffrey Harder, distinction. Naomi Viola Hartle. Brianne Nell Hagee, distinction. Karen Leanne Height, distinction. Ashley Margaret Herring, distinction. Carlin Kendrith Hermanson, distinction. Cara Leanne Hill, distinction. Heather Marie Hanatsis, distinction. Jeffrey Robert Mark Humber. Raylene Alanda Ingalls. Stephen Anthony Lee Irinichi. Carrie Lynn Isit, distinction. Carly Christine Jack, distinction. Evan William Jenkins, distinction. Ryan Lindsay Jimmy, distinction. Elisa Lee Jonette. Carly Alexandra Johnson, distinction. Nathaniel Dale Jurgens, distinction. Garrett Harry Just. Derek John Capel. Marcy Ray Kiselik, distinction. Kelsey Danielle Clarenbach, distinction. Shauna Marie Klassen, distinction. Kristen Gabrielle Koo, distinction. Gregory Robert Kaczorek. distinction. Gregory Alexander Kwong, distinction. Crystal Dawn LaChance. Amy Dawn LaFontaine, great distinction. Kaylee Irene Lamb, distinction. Dallas May Kelly Lavoie. Kira Noel Lefebvre, distinction. Tavis William Blake Lehman. Darla Allison Lindsay, distinction. Lara Diane Loris, distinction. Tyler Jameson Loring, distinction. Mitch Luton, distinction. Christopher Terrence Otto Milan. Trish Carey Makowski. Kristen Lee Marlowe, distinction. Trent Gordon Marsh. Jill Lindsay Martinka, distinction. Jennifer Ardell Mason. Janine Emma Marie Matisse, distinction. Odette Matos Lara, distinction. Katrina Louise Jesperson May. Carrie Lee McDonald. Rebecca Fawn McLean. Kendra Jean McPhail. Laurel Ann Grace McWillie. Elise Natel Marasti, distinction. Anthony Shea Mihalchuk. Lindsay Michelle Moltenhauer, distinction. Elisa Page Monteith, distinction. Melissa Joan Morin de Brule. Jennifer Diane Morris, distinction. Chelsea Lynn Morrison, great distinction. Kaylee Jolyn Muirhead, distinction. Kendra Dawn Monday, distinction. J. Stephen Nelson, distinction. Kendall Charles Netmaker. Alexandra Emily Nickel. Eileen Yvonne Nienaber, distinction. Jesse Duncan Dwayne Nokinski, distinction.
Justin Kyle Olnoff, distinction. Ashley Lynn Aslonsky, distinction. Kathleen Helen Paik, distinction. Alexia Danielle Paquette, distinction. Richard Marvin Peter Pollock distinction. Genevieve Carey Lee Perkins distinction. Lisa Marie Popick. Crystal Lee Prosocian, distinction. Zandre Nicole Redpath with great distinction. Camille Ray Regier. Jennifer Marie Revering, distinction. Sandra Jean Richter with great distinction. Michelle Marie Ribka, distinction. Michelle Lynn Stefanuk, distinction. Ashley Elizabeth Sakowski. Aaron Edward Denton Sayer with distinction. Jason Donald Schneider. Sarah Marie Seidel, distinction. Ryan Anthony Serblowski. Brianna Leah Scholter with distinction. Kathleen Michelle Sinclair with distinction. Kathleen Faye Solomon with distinction. Miranda Marie Sonmore with distinction. Jenna Catherine Stadnick with distinction. Catherine Gloria Raylene Stokalko with distinction. Lydia Ann Sunchild. Rochelle Ann Sutton with distinction. Marcy Marie Thesson with distinction. Janet Rose Thiessen with great distinction. Nicole Marlena Thiessen with distinction. Julie Thomas with distinction. Jasmine Beth Barry Thompson with distinction. Amy Lee Beverly Thorstensen with distinction. Rebecca Lynn Tilford with distinction. Haley Carson Totland with distinction. Jenna Claire Totland. Jocelyn Danielle Trumpour with great distinction. Michelle Joanne Uliot with great distinction. Tara Lynn Brett Uliot with distinction. Matthew Ryan Vedras. Raquel Lynn Volk with distinction. Bradley David Walls with distinction. Sean David Weymouth with distinction. Tara Dawn Welsh. Warren Solomon Whitefish. Scott Roy Walter Wicker with distinction.
Renee Tenise Wiebe with distinction. Janelle Ray Wilson with distinction.
You sure?
Christine Jennifer Wood with distinction. Blair Benedict Worms. Catherine Ann Rishko with distinction. Rhonda Ann Whitney Barber with great distinction. Paula Stephanie Yablonsky with distinction. Ryan Amos Yowzi with distinction. Jessica Yorga with distinction. Kyla Dawn Zabishisko. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Education, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Combined Music Bachelor of Education and Bachelor of Music in Music Education. I present to you Nicole Elizabeth Beaton with distinction. Megan Erin Howhin with great distinction. Chelsea Jean Marie Jameson with great distinction. Jason Lee McKinnon with distinction. Lisa Megan Pattison with distinction. Megan Jennifer Reynolds with distinction. Adam Richard Straussen with distinction. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Education, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the Post-Degree Certificate in Education, Special Education. I present to you Celeste Patricia Bisson. Michelle Marie Kavanaugh. Carol Ann Mitchell. Geraldine Lorraine Perot. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Education, the degree of Combined Bachelor of Education and Bachelor of Music and Music Education, and the post-degree certificate in Education Special Education. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Graduate Studies and Research, I present to you this scholar from the College of Education and ask that you confer on her the degree of Master of Continuing Education. I present to you Emily Jane Harder. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating this recipient on the degree of Master of Continuing Education. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Graduate Studies and Research, I present to you these scholars from the College of Education and ask that you confer on them the degree of Master of Education. I present to you Andrew St. Clair Bates. Linda Jane Banga. Tyler John Bergen. Jason Ronald Brose. Allison Leanne Cameron. Mark Leslie Charnbury. Michael Robin Christo. Maureen Elizabeth Curie. Craig Michael Dubray. Jessica Jean Dewick. Debbie Lynn Durand. Anahit Falihi. Cheryl Lynn Farrell. Laura Lee Friesen. Karen Fung. Chandra Ray Garrich. Jason Dion Gordon. Lorraine Ann Greyeyes. Chad Peter Guzikowski. Nevin Christopher Halleck. Donna Lynn Harish. Ina Arlene Hallman. Jamie Lee Koroluk. Carol Monica Kronowski Narfson. Russell Kushnurkrik.
The close I can get.
Sean Christopher Lee. Glennis Danette Martin. Cameron Daniel McCrae. Janice Cheryl Meyer. Leah Lynn Minarek. Tammy Lee Morin. Anne Elizabeth Nogler. Robert Dale Nistian. Chantel Renee Owensworth. Megan Michelle Payne. Shauna Ray Perot. Karen Diane Peterson. Margaret Grace Pluns. Valerie Elaine Roof. Michelle Lynn Sambrook. Daniel Schellenberg. James Alexander Shevchuk. Linda Joyce Smith. Scott Harold St. Pierre. Debbie Lynn Stevens. Janelle Erin Gar Yi Tang. Rayanne Renee Taylor. Raylene Marie Taylor. Jana Marie Thomas. Angela Joy Thorpe. Chantel Catherine Tyndall. Darcy Mervyn Todos. Colleen Lynn Umperville. Leslie Maureen Louise Walters. Tracy Lynn Wood Young. Wen Yang. Catherine Lisa Younghusband. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of the Master of Education.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before presenting our PhD graduates, I'd like to point out that they're wearing robes which differ from those used in earlier convocations. The robes worn by the graduates today, along with the hoods they are carrying, are the new official academic costume of U of S PhD graduates. They are being introduced today as part of the celebration of this, our 100th convocation. It is the custom at our convocation ceremonies for PhD graduates, after they have been admitted to their degree by the Chancellor, to be greeted by the supervisor and the dean of the college in which they studied. The supervisor then escorts the new graduate to join the platform party on stage in a symbolic welcome of the new doctors of philosophy into our community of scholars. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty in the College of Graduate Studies and Research, I present to you these scholars and ask that you confer upon them the degree Doctor of Philosophy. I present to you Zafar Dalal Bashi. Kiran Dorinelli. Pathiraja Weerasinghe, Murian Sirala Hamalagay, Lisanthi Harsha Kamari Murambe. Ursula Ostanek. Mohammed Tahir. Lasantha Chandana Ubanyasaya. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree Doctor of Philosophy.
Eminent Chancellor, in the name of the faculties, I ask you to grant the degrees and certificates in absentia to those students who have met the requirements to graduate but were not able to be present today.
At the request of the faculties, I authorize these degrees and certificates to be granted.
Eminent Chancellor, platform guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to start the awards part of the ceremony where we present the awards to our most distinguished graduates. The first award is the Saskatchewan Institute of Agrologists Gold Medal, which is presented to Courtney Lee Costi. Courtney grew up in Saskatoon. She's graduating today, has graduated today, with great distinction, Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, majoring in soil science. She didn't come into university directly out of high school. She worked for 4 years and as a full-time administrator, but then realized that soil science was her true love and as a field that she found both fascinating and complex. Throughout her undergraduate career, Courtney excelled academically. Courtney, come up and join me. Courtney excelled academically and received many scholarships throughout her career here, including the University of Saskatchewan Scholarship, the Saskatchewan Institute of Agrologists Scholarship, the Frank and Frida Rieken Scholarship in Soil Science, the PM and YY Wang Distinguished Undergraduate Award in Soil Science. She was on the Dean's List for the duration of her 4-year degree and also received an NSERC Undergraduate Summer Research Award after her first year, and she continued to receive it after her second and third year. These are Courtney's words. While NSERC allowed Courtney to be exposed to research in the lab, she values most the mentorship of Dr. Fran Wally, a professor in soil science whom Courtney did soil microbiology research with. Courtney understands, believes, and knows that this research motivated her and led to much of her academic success. After her third year, Courtney began working on heavy metal reactivity in the Canadian Soil Science Synchrotron facility, and she hopes to continue her research during her graduate studies. She has been awarded an NSERC Alexander Graham Bell Canada Graduate Scholarship, the University of Saskatchewan Dean's Scholarship, and the Soil Science Graduate Entrance Scholarship, which will allow her to continue in her graduate studies. Outside of school, she enjoys spending time with her fiancé and her 2 dogs and continues learning golf, a challenge that will probably take her the rest of her life. Her future goals are to complete her master's degree in soil chemistry and then move on to her doctoral program. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present to you the Saskatchewan Institute of Agrologists Gold Medal winner, Courtney Lee Costi. The other Agriculture Award winner is the Fulton Family and Award Institute of Agrologists Prize. The award winner, Brody Hogan, could not be with us today. I do have some words about Brody to introduce him to you because he truly has been an excellent scholar. He writes that he's honored to be the recipient of the Fulton Family Institute of Agrologists Prize. He grew up on a mixed family farm operation south of Medicine Hat near Orion, Alberta, and came to Saskatchewan, haha. Sorry. Not really. After graduating from Foremost High School, Brody spent a year at Medicine Hat College on a volleyball scholarship taking general studies. But he then understood that he needed to receive his diploma in ag business and wanted to study at the University of Saskatchewan. And these again are his words, because of its reputation, program availability, and the tremendous networking opportunity with industry teachers and other students. At the university, he played for the Husky volleyball team in his first year, but because of an injury, was given the opportunity to stay on with the team, not as a player, but as an assistant coach in the second year of his diploma. In 2010, he was the recipient of the University of Saskatchewan Scholarship for High Academic Standing. The university, Brody writes, has given me the knowledge and resources to become a positive member and contributor to the rapidly challenging agriculture industry. The people that I have met and the teachers that I have had the privilege to learn with will be one of my most valuable resources as I enter the working world. I am looking forward to applying my knowledge and experience to my family operation and also the surrounding industry. Brody's goal, he writes, is to return to the family farm and carry on the tradition of working the land and continue the growth of the cow-calf operation that has been in my family for over 100 years. I will work beside my father, continuing the growth of the business, and also become involved in agricultural industries wherever possible. You might also look into the degree program and other academic opportunities in the coming years. I thank you once again for having awarded me the Fulton Family Institute of Agrologists Prize. Ladies and gentlemen, Brody Hogan. Thank you very much.
I'd like to announce that Holly Weiberg is the recipient of the Saskatchewan Teachers Federation Prize as the College of Education's most outstanding graduate for the Spring 2011 Convocation. And she graduates today with great distinction, even though, unfortunately, she's not able to be here. And you'll find out why in a moment. Holly grew up near Christopher Lake and began her remarkable academic career in the near north, attending Mary High School in Prince Albert. After graduating in 1993, Holly went on to earn a Bachelor of Science from the University of Saskatchewan in 1998, and then continued her studies, earning a diploma in print journalism from Cambrian College in Sudbury, Ontario in 1999. After working as a reporter and editor at newspapers in Saskatchewan for 9 years, Holly decided to make a career change, and she enrolled in the SUNTEP program in Prince Albert, where she now lives with her 5-year-old son, Luther. As a SUNTEP student, Holly reached outstanding levels of scholarly achievement while also demonstrating excellence in teaching and service. Holly volunteered at a local school, providing individualized learning support for students, and she ran an after-school science club. She also served a term on SUNTEP Student Leadership Council as environmental representative. Holly interned at Riverside Community School in Prince Albert, and having met all requirements for her degree in December 2010, she has been working as a substitute teacher in the Saskatchewan Rivers School Division since February. She is really enjoying this experience and is also keeping busy helping to coach her son's soccer team, so you can see why she's not here. Holly is a dedicated teacher who has a wide range of interests and a humble demeanor. She says simply, "I want to be a good teacher, the kind of teacher I would like teaching my son." Congratulations, Holly. With your attitude toward lifelong learning and your willingness to engage with the community, you are that kind of teacher. Let's join and send our applause all the way to Prince Albert. Congratulations to Holly.
Eminent Chancellor, I should tell you a little story about the Chancellor. He was a very enthusiastic engineering student on the first morning there, and he kind of breached protocol a little bit and gave her a big hug and said, "Thanks, babe." And being her gracious self, of course, she took it all in very good stride. Eminent Chancellor, Mr. President, distinguished platform guests, graduates, and your guests. As President of the University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association, it is my pleasure to recognize the class of 2011. As you've already heard, the 100th U of S graduating class. As graduates in our world-class institution, and to welcome each of you to the University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association. For most of you, this will end your days as a student, not as learners, but as students. But your bond to your university will remain strong. You are now a member of the University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association. Since that first class of 7 graduates in 1912, our alumni family has grown to over 135,000, spread literally around the world. This week, we are adding 3,000 graduates to that family. This is a family with a storied history of excellence, a family of accomplished and distinguished alumni. The family to which you now belong includes a Canadian Prime Minister, Nobel Prize winners, Order of Canada recipients, Halls of Fame inductees, renowned authors and artists, groundbreaking researchers, successful business executives and entrepreneurs, accomplished athletes, community leaders, and many, many more. You're definitely in excellent company. You heard the President bragging about crossing the stage 42 years ago. Well, I can better that. I crossed it 51 years ago. But what I want to do is emphasize his words that followed that, and that is that the challenges and opportunities now are even greater than they have been. You in agriculture have a responsibility that's very awesome. To feed this world of ours, with its ever-growing population, is fundamental to not only our health, but also to peace and stability around the world. Take that responsibility seriously. Those of you in the College of Education, there is no more honorable profession than shaping young minds. So I would also charge you with meeting those responsibilities, as I'm sure you will. Today, your name is added to the list of U of S alumni members. You will be the next generation of accomplished and storied alumni. You will be the mentors of future generations. You will build upon the foundation of success that's been 100 years in the making. You will do all of this as lifelong members of the U of S Alumni Association. As you embark on this new stage of your life, remember your alumni family is here to support you. We provide a link between you and your university, whether it's providing support as you build your career, giving you access to university services and facilities, or facilitating the maintenance of lifelong relationships which you will find become more and more important to you as you distance yourself from, age-wise, from this university. We are here to help you. We're all here today to celebrate your success. I encourage you to stay in touch with us so that we can continue to celebrate your success together. Congratulations to the class of 2011. Welcome to the alumni family. Welcome to the University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association.
This brings our convocation ceremony to a close, but before we do, I would like to thank a number of people. First, Darren Oler-King and the University Wind Orchestra. Our vocalist, Alison Walmsley. Elder Mike Maurice. Our signer, Jerry Markin. And Danielle Roudoulier, Convocation Coordinator, and all the members of her team in making these ceremonies a success. Finally, to the graduates, and to follow on some of the messages you heard earlier today, please enjoy today and savor your success. You've acquired an important key to your future, but your degree is not your only acquisition today. It combines with other important but less tangible benefits which have shaped you and will contribute to who you are in the future. For the rest of your life, you will retain a treasure of memories from your time at the University of Saskatchewan, of faculty who made a difference, of your fellow students and experiences, some enriching, perhaps a few less so, but you were always learning. You are an alumnus of a proud and successful university. Take that legacy with you wherever you go. For the past few years, you have worked to change your world. Now it is time for you to help us change our world. The University of Saskatchewan is the bond that unites us all because we have all been touched in one way or another by our experience as part of this university. Those who came before us established this bond. Now I ask you to help ensure that it remains strong in the future. Would you please rise for the singing of God Save the Queen?
God save our gracious Queen, God save